Good afternoon and welcome to the Older Adults Advisory Meeting on May 14th at 2 p.m. I welcome my fellow board members, guests, and the viewing public. So we will start with the land acknowledgement. The West Hollywood Older Adults Advisory Board acknowledges that the land on which we gather and that is currently known as the City of West Hollywood is the occupied, unceded, seized territory of the Gabrielino, Tagba, and Gabrielino Keats peoples. Okay, well, welcome again, and we're looking to, I see we have our mayor here, Mayor Byers, and we welcome her. So we will start with the the roll call. So staff, would you do the roll call?
Board Member Carroll. Board Member Dixon. Here. Board Member Hollingsworth is absent. Board Member Leroy.
Here.
Board Member Szymanski.
Here.
Board Member Sutton. Here. Board Member Walkup is absent. Vice Chair Holgian. Chair Allendorfer.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance, and we are being honored by Richard Colbart, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Richard. I also want to acknowledge Council Member Erickson is also here. Okay, now we'll have item 4, the approval of agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve? Okay, board member makes the motion.
Second.
Board member Leroy seconds. Staff?
Board Member Carroll. Board Member Dixon.
Yes.
Board Member Leroy.
Yes.
Board Member Szymanski.
Yes.
Board Member Sutton. Yes. Board Member or Vice Chair Holgian. Yes. Chair Allendorfer.
Yes.
The motion passes. Agenda is approved.
Thank you. Next, we have item 5, which is public comment. Do we have any public comments?
We have 2 public comments,
Oh,
one
good.
from Karen Ayers and then Rick Watts.
Okay. Karen, please come forward.
Good afternoon. Congratulations on another fine event that you're having today, and congratulations to Robert Colbert for receiving your Older Adults Service Award. I'm here as a representative from the Human Services Commission, and last night we had a meeting. We spent more than half of our meeting discussing and receiving a presentation on something super important to this community, which is federal cuts to Medicare that are pending in Congress right now, and also above the board, across the board, cuts to federal funding for all kinds of healthcare services, many of which have to do with older adults and people living with HIV, AIDS, and also AIDS prevention. It's devastating what is happening right now. Cuts to Medicaid will have the potential of eliminating a lot of the services that our older adults and people living with HIV rely on. It will also devastate our attempts here in West Hollywood and across LA County to prevent new people from getting HIV and having to spend the rest of their lives on treatment. Because as you know, there is no definitive cure for HIV. It's devastating, and it angers me. In fact, I spent the morning with about 250, 300 healthcare providers marching on Santa Monica Boulevard in Vermont, protesting these pending cuts. Many of the service providers I marched with are from organizations that serve our community members. The good news is, and the hopeful news is, this city is doing a lot right now. They're on top of this. Our Human Services Division is meeting with our service providers to find out what's going on, and also Hernan, who you are well familiar with, he is working on legislative items with the state that can provide hopefully some gap funding because you might have seen in the news that last week, like the LA LGBT Center, their funds were immediately cut off from the county. And it wasn't the county doing it, it was the federal funds, it was the Trump administration. The county is the pass-through for a lot of these organizations. So I wanted you all to know what's going on. I wanted you to just have some faith that our city is at the forefront of this issue, fighting it, and I'm going to keep working on this and find out what we can do to make sure that our community can continue to receive the services they need. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Next, we have Rick Watts.
Thank you, Chair, Board, and best wishes on a wonderful meeting this afternoon, and bring also greetings and best wishes from your colleague and my housemate, Lee Walkup, who is, as you know, fallen and broken a hip. He's down the road recovering. He'll be at the facility there for some number of weeks. But send you his best wishes as well. And congratulations as well to your honoree, Rich Colbert. I'm also, as you know, I'm the liaison from the Disabilities Advisory Board, and we share so much in common in our concerns and interests, as Karen Ayers just expressed. Threats to our existence as independent and to be able to live independent and dignified lives. I am reminded of a quote from Hubert Humphrey years ago that said that the moral test of a government is how it treats those who are at the dawn of life, the children, and those who are in the twilight of life, the aged, and those who are in the shadow of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped. We all, as citizens, have to take part in protecting our democracy. We cannot just brush this stuff aside and pretend that it's going to go away and living our lives. And unfortunately, this is going to be going on for a while, and we all need to rise to the occasion as citizens. And this is part of what we're doing here, and hopefully being good examples to the rest of society. Again, I want to thank you all for putting this on and for honoring someone who no doubt more than deserves it. So best wishes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick, and give our best to Lee, and that he's in our prayers and thoughts.
We have one more comment from Councilmember Erickson.
Okay, great. Councilmember Erickson.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I can't stay because it's the middle of a work day, but I came out here because I have never really been able to come to the televised meeting because it's always, well, in the middle of a work day. But I took time to make sure my lunch was during this time to come out and say thank you for the work that you've always done on behalf of our community. You are such steadfast supporters of everything that Rick so eloquently talked about, but pushing forward a robust agenda for making sure that West Hollywood stays West Hollywood, especially given everything that Commissioner Ayers said, the cuts that are drastically coming, and we must fight back against them. And that is why this city, at our last meeting, invested in a lot of different social services, including a $400,000 investment in Project Angel Food to continue serving much-needed communities, yes, that are required. And, and I think we'll be having a budget conversation in the next couple of weeks and meetings, but the city will be going back and dipping even more into our reserves to reinvest in the cuts that are coming on. So that way, over our proverbial dead bodies, will anyone try to come for our rights or our privileges or other services that are needed most. And so congratulations to your honoree, amazing. Congratulations to all of you for continuing to give us this public service and public deed. And just Nadia, it's always good to see you, and I love you dearly. Okay, have a great meeting, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, next we have the consent calendar, and that is a combination of the posting of the agenda too and the approval of the minutes. So it's a combination vote. So staff, what do I hear a motion?
I make a motion.
Wait, Board Member Lear, thank you.
Yes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Nadia, second. Okay, do we have a roll call?
Board Member Carroll,
Yes.
Board Member Dixon, Board Member Leroy,
Yes.
Board Member Szymanski,
Yes.
Board Member Sutton, Vice Chair Holguin,
Yes.
Chair Allendorfer.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Oh, good, thank you. Okay, now we're going to come to one of the highlights of this meeting, and we will first hear from RJ.
The mayor.
So we'll ask Mayor Byers and Vice Chair Hogan to come to the podium to present
Okay.
the award.
Great. Okay, this would be honoring Richard Colbert as our Outstanding Senior of the Year. We'll have a few words from our mayor and our vice chair.
Good afternoon. It's such a pleasure to be with you all, and congratulations on this very important moment of your meeting schedule. I know this meeting is the one that the whole city gets to watch as it's presented on YouTube today, but every meeting that you have as a board means so much to this community. You tackle incredibly important subjects. You ensure that West Hollywood remains a community that is represented by a multitude of generations, and I think that's such a beautiful thing. I wanted to also uplift, before we present the award, that tonight we're also recognizing our volunteers in the community. So it's a really special night where tonight the youngest of contributors to West Hollywood as a city will be recognized, in addition to the older adult side of West Hollywood's community. So it's a very special thing, and I just thank you all for being a part of this and the incredible work and the honor of recognizing our incredible community member with our vice chair here today. So we know that Older Adults Month is a special time to celebrate and honor the remarkable older adults who have helped shape the city of West Hollywood. Their contributions have strengthened our community, enriched our culture, and woven a legacy into the fabric of our community. The Older Adult Service Award proudly honors individuals who have made a meaningful impact on the well-being and the quality of life of older adults in West Hollywood. Throughout the month of May, the city celebrates older adults with a series of community events, including a community health fair on May 8th, a utility assistance and energy conservation workshop on Thursday, May 15th at the Aquatic and Recreation Center, Doheny Room, from 10 a.m. to noon. These annual events highlight the contributions of our older residents while also raising awareness about the programs and resources that support aging with dignity and independence. Richard Colbert is being honored today for his continuous volunteer work and advocacy on behalf of West Hollywood and their older adults community. Mr. Colbert serves as an interfaith, non-religious chaplain at Cedars-Sinai, helping patients, families, and clinicians navigate the challenges of their healing journeys. Along with his work as a chaplain, Richard is an established entrepreneur and a co-founder in the media industry. And now I'll hand it over to our Vice Chair Holguin to speak more about this year's honoree.
Thank you, Mayor. We have acknowledged the fact that Rich works as an interfaith chaplain, but that work has been for many years prior to the current time. If there is anything I can say about this person is he has not only been a mentor to me for nearly 39 years, but he's been a mentor to many men and women in recovery as he himself celebrates over 42 years of recovery, and to many men who he has given the ability to take their lives from a very dysfunctional place into a very productive, moving place in society, to where we can make a difference in the life of others, not only just ourselves. So, and Rich has been married almost 34 years on top of that. When you put all these things together, you realize that he is a very challenged man with great deal of success in many ways. So for that, we have selected Rich, I refer to him as Rich, I know it's Richard Colbert, as our honoree for the 2025 year. Thank you.
Thank you.
And it is our honor, the City of West Hollywood, our Older Adult Advisory Board, to recognize you, Richard Colbert, with this recognition.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, picture.
Let's go up there. Yeah, okay.
I'm talking this direction, but I'm including everybody here. Well, I am very honored I'm grateful to the City of West Hollywood Older Adults Advisory Board for giving me this award. It's a meaningful recognition, so I thank you for that. Also, your commitment to the uplifting and celebration of the contributions of older adults in our community is truly inspiring. You know, I look up at this dais and I can just tell by gazing upon you how highly expert you are in the older adult department. And I feel grateful and proud to live in a city that values service and the contributions and the inclusion of adults and West Hollywood citizens across all generations. But this is particularly appreciated to be acknowledged as this is my first senior citizen thing. So all right, so I wear it okay? Does it look okay? All right, and so thank you very much. I feel very deeply honored. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. You know you're an older adult when you measure your friendships in decades. Wow. So I want to, of course, thank this board for this award, but I want to say special thanks to Michael Hollingsworth, who's not here, Pat Dixon, and my very special friend, RJ, who all serve on this board and who I've known for many, many decades. And so I'm so grateful to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, again, thank you so much, and your friends showing up for you to support you is very nice. And I do want to acknowledge we have our vice mayor here, John Heilman. Thank you, John. Okay, next is 8B, which is the JFS Comprehensive Service Center Activities Update, and Marina Goldstead will present that.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in March and April, GFS held 26 weekly and 8 monthly recurring events. We had 4 special events and 1 field trip. There were 1,626 accounts of participation in March and 1,391 in April in total. 1,060 and 838 of those being confirmed from West Hollywood. Woohoo. Due to unforeseen circumstances, my apologies, I wasn't able to give you the report in March, so I'm combining March and April today. So, in March, we organized and participated in 3 special events. 2 of them were for International Women's Day celebration. The first one was organized by me in the center, primarily for Russian-speaking community, because this holiday was super important when they were younger. And it's very loved among Russian-speaking communities, so we had a fun event with music, poetry, dancing, and flowers. The second one was also the International Women's Day celebration, which we prepared in partnership with the Russian-speaking advisory board of the city of West Hollywood. It took place in Fiesta Hall at Plummer Park. There was music, a flamenco dance show, and a fashion show. Both events were very well attended. On March 20th, the participants took part in LA Metro focus group session for Metro's limited English proficiency study. The Metro representatives discussed with the Russian-speaking group the issues they run into when using LA Metro system. Listen to their suggestions and filled out the survey. On March 16th, 40 participants attended LA Opera, finally, yay. So they enjoyed Mozart's Così fan tutte. The participants shared their opinions on the new production and how much they appreciated the field trip. Running a little bit ahead, we had our second one to LA Arboretum, but I'll tell you later, in May. Okay, we also had a very special event on April 23rd. It was an intergenerational Yom HaShoah commemoration day. Many of our participants and Hollywood High School students took part in this emotional event, and it ended with candle lighting and moving to the memorial. In April, we added a new art class provided by Art of Elysium. It has become very popular. If you look at my hands, you can tell I participate. So it became very popular among our participants. In May, we have a lot to celebrate. Older Americans Month, Jewish Heritage Month, Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and Honor Your LGBT Elder Day, which is celebrated today at LA LGBT Center. They're having a stand-up comedy show. JFS is partnering with LGBT Center for this event. But I will report about all fun activities we had in May next time when you invite me to your meeting. I'm done.
Thank you, Marina.
So if you have questions, if you don't have questions, I'll go.
Well, thank you again for all your supervision, and it's good that the Arboretum trip was...
Oh, it happened. It
yeah.
happened.
And the LA Opera. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Next, we move on to 8C, and that is the West Hollywood Care Team. And I believe, if I got this correct, Anyana Rose? That's her. Good. Please come to the podium.
Hi, that's me. So my name is Ayana Rose. I'm the Vice President of Clinical Programs with Sycamores. I'm a holistic psychologist and a licensed and marriage and family therapist and have been with the agency for 11.5 years. I oversee the agency's LA County mobile crisis response teams. So just quick about Sycamores. We were established in 1902 with a focus on underserved populations and have positively impacted over 18,000 children, youth, adults, and families with programs, services, and support. The West Hollywood Care Team launched in September of 2023 to provide compassionate, non-law enforcement crisis response for individuals experiencing behavioral health emergencies. It's operated by Sycamores. The Care Team offers 24/7 mobile support, including holidays, to residents in need. The program represents a collaborative effort between the City of West Hollywood and the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health to address the behavioral health crisis with a trauma-informed, culturally competent approach. Sycamores is a long-standing partner of LA County DMH with over a century of experience in behavioral health services. The Care Team is comprised of 2 peer support specialists who bring lived experience with mental health, behavioral health challenges, substance use, or homelessness, enhancing the team's ability to connect with individuals in crisis, aiming to provide timely, trauma-informed support and reduce reliance on law enforcement for mental health emergencies. The team is led by a triage program manager who receives the referrals and coordinates the response. We currently have 1 team per shift who responds in the community, and we are located at the Worley building, so we're in the community. The Care Team is designed to respond to individuals in crisis with dignity and respect, and some of the key services include crisis stabilization, which is assessing and de-escalating behavioral health emergencies, safety planning, where we develop and strategize to ensure immediate and ongoing safety, resource connection, which is linking individuals to community services such as housing, food, transportation, mental and medical health support. Transportation, where we provide transportation or arrange transportation to appointments, housing relocation, and facilities within the city limits and sometimes outside of the city limits. We provide short-term follow-up care to support continuity of care for the community member. The team operates in unmarked vehicles without lights or sirens to reduce stigma and provide anonymity. Individuals in West Hollywood can access the Care Team by calling our newly public-facing phone number, which are on these little postcards that are located outside. Our director, Gio Godoy, is also wearing our shirt that has our phone number and logo on it. Please turn around, Gio. Thank you very much. The Care Team is also available through referrals from West Hollywood Sheriff Station, LA County Fire Station 7 and 8, block by block, the city ambassadors, the city security ambassadors, and other city-approved partners. The Care Team is a part of the city's broader community safety and well-being strategy, which aims to create a safer West Hollywood by integrating social services with public safety efforts. The program complements existing services provided by the city's HIA, Healthcare in Action, Step Up on Second, Jewish Family Services, and Being Alive, just to name a few, in addition to Los Angeles County's Sheriff Department, LA County Fire, block by block, ensuring a holistic approach to crisis response. The West Hollywood Care Team provides compassionate, community-based approach to behavioral health crisis intervention, where again we prioritize dignity and respect for individuals in need. Now let's talk about how the Care Team supports the older adult community, and to do that, let's define who that is and why it's important. Let's talk aging in place. The ability to live in one's own home and community safely, independently, and comfortably, regardless of age, income, or ability level. It's a growing preference among older adults. According to AARP, 77% of people over 50 desire to stay in their homes as they age, yet only 49% anticipate being able to do so. Achieving successful aging in place requires a multifaceted approach encompassing home modifications, health management, social support, and financial planning. Social and community connections are fundamental to the well-being of older adults, impacting their physical, mental, and emotional health. As the global population ages, fostering these connections becomes increasingly vital to ensure a high quality of life for seniors. The Care Team supports these key elements necessary for supporting older adults, and this is how we do it. The home environment plays a crucial role in enabling seniors to live independently, and sometimes essential modifications are needed. The CARE team can assist by researching with community members on the best strategies to support the current need and/or work through a plan to determine what that need is. Home safety assessments, conducting regular evaluations to identify and mitigate potential hazards, looking at bathroom enhancements, installing grab bars, curbless showers, higher toilets, and non-slip flooring to reduce risk of falls, kitchen adjustments, lever or touch-activated faucets, pull-out shelves, and slip-resistant mats to facilitate meal preparation, living area improvements, widening doorways. Okay, they're not going out and widening the doorways, but they will research and get someone out to come out and widen the doorways. Decluttering spaces and ensuring adequate lighting to prevent accidents. Staircase safety by adding handrails on both sides and improving lighting and contrasting step colors to enhance visibility. These modifications not only prevent injuries, but also promote autonomy and confidence in daily activities. The CARE team assists and provides support with this by speaking to individuals' insurance companies with them, assessing the needs, and helping to ask the specific questions in order to get those needs met. The CARE team can also assist with completing requests for in-home support services. We connect them with enhanced care management to get the full range of services, access to transportation, lift rides, along with independent living skills and programs for older aging adults. We can use our funds to pay for the modifications, purchase wheelchairs, walkers, or railing, and those chair lifts over the stairs. We connect community members to the Disability Resource Center, which allows those with disabilities to continue to lead a productive and healthy life. The CARE team also collaborates with APS and Healthy Hands. We find resources that assist with their current needs and where they see themselves in the future. Maintaining physical and mental health is also vital for aging in place. Physical activities such as engaging in regular exercise, walking, strength training to maintain mobility and balance is extremely important. Cognitive enhancement, participating in mentally stimulating activities like reading, learning new skills to enhance brain health. And regular checkups, scheduling routine medical appointments and screenings to monitor and manage health conditions. Proactively managing health can delay or prevent the need for more intensive care. The CARE team supports this by connecting individuals to Jewish Family Services for food security, support groups, life skill programs, which can provide weekly activities for adults with special needs, personal growth, skill development, and strengthening social confidence. We also support them with building a supportive community, connecting them to volunteer opportunities, and linking them to the agencies that assist with developing vocational needs. The CARE team ensures that it's a solid linkage by providing follow-up calls, in-person check-ins, and authentic care. The CARE team works closely with community members and assists with scheduling doctor's appointments, providing transportation to and from. We link them to Saban community clinics as they serve both housed and unhoused. They provide comprehensive services, medical, dental, and pharmaceutical. The CARE team understands that going to the doctor and seeking out services can cause stress and anxiety on its own, and will stay with the community member to attend appointments as needed and as requested. We obtain authorizations to release and obtain information so we can advocate on their behalf. Advancements in technology offers tools that support older adults, and the CARE team can purchase these with the funds that we have. Health monitoring tools and medical alert systems to ensure immediate assistance in case of emergencies, the life alert, health monitoring devices, medical bracelets to notify people of their illnesses or disabilities. Those bracelets that they wear, okay, yeah. Smart home devices utilizing voice-controlled assistants, smart thermostats, and automated lighting systems to simplify tasks. Employing wearable devices that track vital signs and medication reminders to stay on top of health needs. And implementing medical alert systems to ensure immediate assistance in case of emergencies. These technologies can provide peace of mind and facilitate independent living. The CARE team connects to the Aging and Disabilities Department, which provides support with transportation to and from medical appointments, ADA vehicles, transportation to other appointments, and trackers for those who have dementia or Alzheimer's that are connected to law enforcement for easy location. Social isolation can have detrimental effects on health. Therefore, the CARE team assists with reestablishing relationships with families, friends, neighbors, and community organizations to offer practical assistance and emotional support. The CARE team has reunited community members with families in other states, and I'm just going to say we received a text the other day from an individual who was reunited in Arizona, thanking the team for all they did and making that happen by assisting them into a drug treatment facility program, staying in contact with family members while he was in there, and getting him reconnected to the family members once he was out, and getting him to Arizona. We get community members into drug treatment facilities and coordinate with family members. Participating in local activities, clubs, or volunteer opportunities to foster a sense of belonging and purpose. The CARE team supports community members with building strong social ties, contribute to improved mental health and overall well-being by assisting with locating extracurricular activities, connecting them with local centers, and providing transportation and educating them on how to access public transportation to foster continued independence. Engaging in social activities has been linked, as I said, to improved physical health and outcomes in older adults, and regular social interaction can lead to lower blood pressure, reduced risk of cardiovascular disease, and enhanced immune function. For instance, seniors who have maintained active social lives are more likely to engage in physical activities, which contribute to better mobility and overall health. The CARE team works closely with Step Up on Second to support the older adult community by linking to services with a warm handoff. The team will assist with coordinating intakes, attending the first appointment, and maintaining contacts with both the provider and the community member to ensure that the linkage is secure. We advocate for phone intakes when community members are not able or willing to go in person, in addition to providing language of support. There has been times when community members have appointments with other agencies, but they do not speak the same language. The CARE team has a language line, and so they're able to access a myriad of various languages to support for those type of appointments. There is a term called friendly telephoning that I just learned of the other day, but the CARE team has been doing that since its inception. Friendly telephoning is where staff or volunteers make regular phone calls to the older adult community. It helps alleviate loneliness, ensure well-being, and provide a sense of connection for seniors, especially those who are homebound or socially isolated. Those calls serve multiple purposes. Ensuring the senior is safe, healthy, daily check-ins can detect emergencies early. Regular conversations help seniors feel connected, reducing the risk of depression and anxiety, and sharing information about available community services and support. The CARE team assists with establishing routines for family members or caregivers to regularly check in with seniors, ensuring they feel supported and connected. The CARE team also schedules regular checkups and follow-ups with the community member even after our services have ended. The CARE team understands the value of social connections and that they are vital for the well-being of older adults, serving as a protective factor against the detrimental effects of social isolation. Research consistently underscores the significant health risks associated with isolation and the profound benefits of maintaining strong social ties. So we connect community members to assisted living facilities. We have coordinated and worked with hotels for bed nights, and we have arranged tours to various facilities. We go with them to doctor's appointments. We transport them to shelters and permanent housing, and we'll attend those appointments with them as asked. Behind you is our flyer with the phone number and our website on it, and brochures are on the table out front. Thank you.
Well, that's a lot. Thank you.
Sorry.
Do I have any questions or comments
Yes,
from
I
the
have
board?
questions.
Who we have first?
Yeah.
Vice
In
Chair
regards
Markman.
to, it says that services are not limited to. So when you indicated about the housing, this is only for established community members that have housing already? Or is it for maybe transient or unhoused people?
We work with housed and unhoused alike, and we work with those who have come into the city of West Hollywood and are reestablishing permanency here.
So what would be the chain then if, let's say I was to call one of the ambassadors that there is a gentleman who's been camping out in our parking lot for multiple days, and they make a call to you. So, because recently we had a death where a homeless man died who, for over 10 years, had been housing himself at 8730 Santa Monica Boulevard. And in recent times, he had come under health, and I had actually called a few times to the sheriff department and there is record of him being helped. But in most recent time, I think it was Saturday, he was in very bad shape and he ended up being found dead.
Wow.
So I'm not sure if there's other ways to make this not actually happen, because it's a very big problem. I'm glad that you had such a lengthy presentation, but at the same time, what is it that we need to actually do when this occurs? Because this is something that, as a community member, we can all do.
Yeah.
If we know the exact right resource to call.
That's right. So we've just recently launched the public-facing phone number, so that is one way to get in touch with us. Whereas before you would go through the fire department or the sheriff's or block by block to get us, now you can just, or the warm line, now you can call us directly through that phone number, and a team member will answer the call, take down the information, and then a team will be dispatched when they're available to go out, meet with this person, assess what the needs are, and see how they can help. Oftentimes, when we go out, they are resistant to move or relocate or even be housed in a hotel for the night or go to shelter. So the team will continue to go out and try to engage. We try to break through that resistance and build rapport and gain their trust, so that way over time they will be more amenable to the services we're offering. But the best way to get a hold of us is to call that phone number. And the team will go out and they will continue to do welfare checks. So they'll check on this person. They'll give them a blanket if it's cold. They'll see if they've eaten, right? When they see them asleep, they'll check and see if they're breathing, just to monitor. And then because we're 24/7, let's just say the overnight team is going to do the check on this person, then they let the next shift coming on know, and then the next shift then checks on the person. So we don't just leave them like, okay, we checked on you once, good luck. We continue to do that to see if we can make gains.
And there's a history of the wellness checks kept, a history of
Yes.
the checkups.
Yes, we keep track of everything we do. We have to, because in case we have to go back
Right.
or we have a question, to know where we left off.
Thank you.
A board member, Wendy?
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. Thank you for your service. Would you share, if it's possible, what percentage of the people you see are older adults?
That's a great question.
So we don't have the data with us here today, but we can share that with you after the meeting.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you.
No problem.
So, thank you so much.
Other questions? Oh, Leroy, board member Leroy.
Yeah, question about a lot of, I don't have one now, but a lot of our people who live here have pets. Now, I understand, I'm not talking about vet things, but I'm wondering whether you have support systems for them to, for them, the pet is probably part of the family, so I was
It
wondering.
is a part of the family, right? It's their fur baby. And we have connected to vet services. We have supported in getting shots so that they can be housed. We have supported with finding a place for the pets to go if they have to be hospitalized. So we do find a way to support them and their fur baby so that they're not separated or separated for too long, and or so that they can go with them wherever they need to go by ensuring that the veterinary needs are handled.
Okay, thank you. And second question about, I have several friends who live in West Hollywood who are always worried about either being attacked or like being stalked, and like, can they come to you and tell you their story, and can you help in any way?
They can absolutely tell us their story. However, we would probably have to engage law enforcement for that because we are unarmed behavioral response. There's not much we can do. We're not trained in that area, but we would support them in getting the assistance by going with them and connecting them.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question. Wasn't there a card sent out to the residents, a 3-digit number that we can call?
988.
That's what I thought. That got sent out to all the residents, right?
Oh. So
Yeah.
the backstory on 988 is 988 is a suicide crisis hotline manned by Dee Dee Hirsch. And so when you call them, Dee Dee Hirsch manages the calls. And then if you need an in-person response, it rolls over to Department of Mental Health. And then they send out a mobile crisis team or a field intervention team to assess. However, for the City of West Hollywood, if it is a City of West Hollywood community member, Department of Mental Health will tag in the West Hollywood Care Team, and then we will go out and support while the FIT team is being dispatched.
Oh, okay.
So we will stay there with them, make sure they're safe until the FIT team arrives, and then we will stay during the assessment and ask the community member, is it okay if we go, or are you,
Yeah.
right? So then we'll leave so that they can continue to be treated.
Oh, good.
But we get
yeah.
tagged in.
Yeah, great. Another quick question, maybe, I don't know if you can answer. When the when the new homeless housing gets finished, will you be part of that when you meet somebody and take them to that new housing, that homeless housing?
Are we talking about
Yeah,
Holloway?
Holloway, yeah.
Yeah, so all of our outreach teams are working with the Sensia, who will be running the Holloway. So it is possible that one of the care team's clients would be eligible, and in the future, that would be one of the options that's presented to them.
Oh, okay. Right. Again, you do so much from the time you meet somebody till the end. And I like that phone list that you call. How do you get on that phone list?
Oh, for the friendly telephoning?
Yeah.
So we just happened to be doing it. It wasn't something that we established as a system, like we're going to do this friendly telephoning. It just happened from the community members that we were engaging with. The team just will follow up and call and check up, and then the community members would start calling them just to check in. And from there, it just grew into something that we were doing.
Wow.
So
yeah.
it's not like we maintain a list and call. It's just something organically that started happening.
Oh, God, yeah, that's very important. Oh, another.
Yeah,
Board
quick
member
question
Leroy?
about, all your services are free for West Hollywood residents?
Yes.
Okay, and the second question I had about, you mentioned clutter. How do you help people, since for older adults, that's probably a major,
Yes.
and our attachment to things are
Yes.
probably your best gotten rid of?
We handle that very gingerly. We go in and try to support as needed and assist them with decluttering or connecting them to an agency or a person who can assist with the decluttering process, because hoarding is a true epidemic, especially in the older population. And so we are not subject matter experts in hoarding. However, we can support and connect you to someone who is and support you through that process, because it's hard to let go with things that you've had for a long time and that mean a lot to you. We understand that. So we will be there while it's happening to support you, but we're not, and when asked, we'll go in and help remove. Our team has done that, throw out trash and help organize. We've done that. But our best bet is to connect you to a professional who does that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more other questions? Oh, Dean and Pat?
Yeah, I guess this is, yeah. Honestly, I sort of don't understand everything you do and how you can do it. You know, it just was so much. So let's say, how is this different from if you go to Plummer Park and you get a social worker through JFS and they deal with a lot of these things? They, you know, they supply in-home help if you need it. They tell you how to, you know, I mean, how is, you know, this is so overwhelming. It's like you do everything.
I understand.
And I'm at a loss to understand how this works. So let's say I live at home, I break my leg, I go to rehab, I come back home, and I need help with groceries. was just taking care of,
Yes.
you know, whatever you have to take care of, feeding the cat, the dog, the parakeet.
Sure.
So would I call your services or JFS?
So it does feel like a catch-22. Think of the care team as a conduit. We are like the pipeline to all the other services within the city of West Hollywood. So instead of you having to do the legwork, do I call JFS or am I calling, I'm making this up, Step Up on Second, or am I calling HIA? You could call the care team and then we would connect you to JFS and make sure you had an intake appointment, or we would connect you to, making this up, HIA, and make sure you had an appointment and make sure they were following up with you. And while they were doing that, we would still stay with you and say, what else do you need to have done? Okay, groceries, how can we help to get her groceries? We may take you to get the groceries. We may arrange Instacart to do the groceries for you. So we're like an intermediary service, and we love our community partners, JFS, HIA, Step Up on Second. We work with all of them, but we link and make sure it's a secure linkage. And then we continue to follow up to make sure that the services are being provided, and if we can assist in any way while you're getting the services from someone else.
Because actually I was thinking of somebody I know who will probably need all these services, and I never heard of this before. I know that Plummer Park has a social worker, and yeah, but this is very, how big is your staff?
We are small but mighty. We are one shift, which consists of 2 peer support specialists who go out and respond in person, and 1 program manager who stays in the office to receive the referrals and then dispatch the team. So it's only 1 team per shift, but we are 24/7.
So it's mobile, yeah, I got it. Okay, now I understand. Thank you.
Board Member Dean?
Thank you for your presentation. Can you elaborate a bit more on your safety planning for seniors?
So our safety planning is what we do for all community members, not just seniors. And what that looks like is if there's a crisis and the team is dispatched, depending on what the crisis is how we safety plan. So let's just say if it is an older adult and there is a lot of clutter and things in the home and they're tripping and falling, or they can't get out in an emergency. Part of the safety plan would be, who are you calling should you trip and fall and get harmed? Cleaning out the clutter, making a clear path to the door or to the exits. That's part of the safety plan. Having your neighbor's number right there, having your doctor's number right there, having the care team's number right there. What are you going to do should this happen again in the future? And what can you do to avoid this happening again in the future? So we lay out a solid plan. So we can take that for anything. So if someone is having a psychiatric emergency or some type of behavioral health emergency, then the safety plan would look different. It would look at the triggers that got them there. What is the current need? What can they do should this happen again in the future? Who can they call? Where can they go? And what supports do they need in the interim? So it's something that they can have on hand, and it can be placed on the refrigerator or wherever they want to put it, that they can see it often in case of an emergency.
Do you provide any type of risk mechanism to call someone in an emergency?
We can help connect that person to a risk mechanism. So we would help them research, like, what is it that you need specifically? What keeps happening? You keep falling and you have no one to help you up. So maybe one of those life alerts or the buttons that you push. My mom used to wear one on her neck. So maybe we look into that with you and then research the cost. And if we can, then we would provide that for you. We would get that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Wow, well, you told us a lot. So valuable.
Sorry if it was too
And I
much.
remember that card, that 988. I keep it on my refrigerator.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
So send them out again. No.
All right.
But thank you, Ayana Rose. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next is item number 9, unfinished business. We have none. Bye. Next, we have excluded consent calendar, but nothing's been removed, so I don't think we have anything to worry about that. Now we have items from the staff, right? Number 11.
Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Hi, thank you, board. Thank you so much for all of the work you've done this month and throughout the year. It's been a pleasure working on all the activities. And I want to mention one more. So as part of our Older Adults Month in May, the City and the Older Adult Advisory Board is hosting in partnership with the Clean Power Alliance One Generation, a utility assistance and emergency conservation workshop. That is tomorrow, Thursday. This workshop will provide helpful information on programs that offer assistance with electrical, gas bills, tips on how to conserve energy, ways to lower monthly utility costs, and how to sign up for available rebates and discounts. Attendees are encouraged to bring their most recent electric and gas bills, and a valid ID and proof of income. Workshop is tomorrow, as I mentioned, at 10 o'clock, 10 to 12 at the Aquatic and Rec Center in the Doheny Room. We hope you can join us.
Thank you. Okay,
And
now
sorry, Chair.
ahead,
We have a
Becca.
few more items.
Oh, great.
So I know on the last City Council agenda, there was an item about reappointments. Wanted to update you all that that item was tabled to the next meeting, so we don't have any information about board member reappointments yet, but we hopefully will soon. Also wanted to congratulate our board member Dixon for being honored at the County Older Americans Recognition Day, and that is next week. And the last thing I wanted to update you all on is we've been hearing from you in the past few months about wanting a pedestrian safety item. Just wanted to let you know that we heard that. We've been talking to planning staff. The timing right now isn't working because things are moving around on their work plan, but we are on their radar and they're planning to come to our board as soon as possible. And Joyce, do you have anything else? Maribel? And that's it for items from staff.
Thank you. Okay, now we have, and we do this at every televised meeting, it's a little impromptu, items from the board.
Chair, we have one more public comment period,
I'm sorry.
and we have one comment, I believe, from Rick Watts.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Mr. Watts.
Thank you, Chair of Board. This afternoon's program, if anything, should remind us that that seniors do an awful lot more than simply sit at home watching television. All of you, each of you, and so many of your colleagues out in the community stay involved in the community. They've not only served our communities and our nation over their hopefully long lives, but they continue to do so. Lee Walkup, who can't be here today, is a retired lieutenant commander in the Navy. He's been an almost 40-year member of the Gay Men's Chorus, and it is not ironic that when Lee fell and broke his hip, he was being of service to others, helping set up chairs prior to practice when that happened. And Chair Allendorfer, your program, the Seniors in Action. RJ, the immense service you provide with the 12-step store. And each of you are all persons, and not Nadia Sutton, all the work that you have done over the years with Project Angel Food, with PAWS, and so many other worthy organizations that have eased others' suffering, helped people stay alive, helped animals stay alive. All of you have done and continue to do so much work, and it is far too often overlooked, but I think you all should each give yourselves a pat on the back, and when you look at yourselves in the mirror, when you go home, say, I've done a good job. I'm proud of you, and everyone here in this room should be proud of you. And you provide a wonderful example to all of us. The majority faith in this country look to someone who used to say, feed the hungry, visit the sick and imprisoned, help the homeless, welcome the stranger. The programming of this city tries to do that. Each of you, and many of you out here, have done that and continue to do that. My hat's off to you. Thank you very much, and I really mean that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rick, and you as an older adult do a lot too for the community. Your input is always appreciated. Thank you. Okay, now we go to items from the board and liaison reports. And this is a time when we ask each board member to give a quick, not resume, but story about themselves, how they got onto the board, why they're on the board, what they would like to see done in the city of West Hollywood for the aged. So let's start at the far end with Nadia, Board Member Sutton.
Yes. Well, first of all, I want to thank all the members of the City of West Hollywood for their amazing support. I'm the founder or co-founder of Pause LA. It's a wonderful support. And through the years, I've found what a huge difference it makes to older adults to have the company of their beloved animals. And we can only do this with the support of our community. So I thank you all, and Pause LA continues to provide services to make sure that people living older adults are supported and can stay with their beloved animals. Thank you all.
Thank you, Nadia. Board Member Carell.
Thank you. My name is Wendy Jane Carroll, and I've been a resident of West Hollywood since 1973. Happily, I'm grateful to live here. I am delighted to be with you. I'm really pleased that we had so many people present, and for those of you who are going to watch later, thank you for listening in and hearing what we're up to. I'm also delighted because it is Older Adults Month throughout the nation. It is Older Californians Month, and it is the Older Adults Month here in our city. And I want to first thank my colleagues for the pleasure of working together. And I want to thank the City Council. I want to thank two members who read my resume, having worked in senior care for over 30 years, devoted to senior care issues of disabilities and issues with people who are extremely vulnerable. And those persons were Seppi Shine, our former mayor, and Danny Hang, our new councilman. And they took a risk and had faith that I might be able to work together and listen and learn. And I hope I'm doing that. And I want to thank our Human Services group, our shepherds, for guiding us and supporting us in ways that are unseen, hours and hours of work. So special thanks. Francisco Gomez is not here, but today we have Rebecca Lupin and Maribel Ulloa and Joyce Britton and many others. So my thanks to you. And I would also like to thank Karen Ayers for her comments today from the Human Services Commission, so important about the future of Medicare and what's happening now, and also to Rick Watts of the Disabilities Advisory Board for his comments as well. It's of great concern to all communities throughout the country, but also to ours, that we, many people that we don't see are on Medicaid, And so thank you for those comments. On a more upbeat comment, we have here, thanks to our city council and our guidance from Human Services, we have an Aging in Place initiative, and we have received an award for it from SCAN Foundation. The ability to age in place, to live where you wish to, and as was expressed by other speakers today and our beautiful guests from the care team, it's really everything to an older adult, if it is possible. And so with that, I'd like to just mention one brief thing before I sign off. We had a health fair. We had our 20th annual health fair. And I've been not at every single one, but most of them. And I thought it was interesting and certainly something in honor of our city that 2 women came last year and again this year who were from Culver City. And they said, "We wish we could live here. We would love to be part of this city." And it is true, because I've heard from friends who live in LA County that they are not as privileged as we are in terms of services. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Board Member. Board Member Leroy?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to echo the thanks to the three wonderful people who help us do everything. Thank you again. And I'd like to say thank you to the board. All the members make it an enjoyable and extremely easy thing to come every month to our meetings. So I just want to thank you all for that. On the other side, I do have a worry about us as far as what happens to the board is we tend to get presented things, but we're not really allowed, or we're not really getting an opportunity to question what's going on. And I feel it's a little bit of a show and tell sometimes. And I wish we could participate more in discussions about the future of our city. Since one thing I'm wearing is the National Night Out, which is such a good program that gets everybody involved. So I do want to thank West Hollywood for that. But I'm very worried about the privatization, especially of like ARC and the park, the Hart Park and all that. So I wish we could have discussions along those lines. So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate everything.
Thank you, Board Member Leroy. Okay, Board Member Dixon?
Yes, I will be brief, or as brief as I know how. I'm so proud of this board, and I'm so honored to live actually in West Hollywood, because you don't realize how life is made so much easier, especially if you're aging. Yeah. You have the transportation, you have groups like, what's it called again? CARE. I mean, that's amazing what you do. JFS. I mean, it's wonderful to live in West Hollywood. Now, I don't know how much I contribute actually, and I sort of like what Richard said. We hear things and we don't really have the time to get involved in what these pitches are about. I'm going to read you a little, it's not a poem, it's something that George Bernard Shaw wrote years and years. I think some of you know who George Bernard Shaw is. He's been dead 100 years, but he's a great writer. Okay, and this is how I feel, and I think this is how all of us feel who volunteer on this board. Maybe they don't. I think they do. It's called A Splendid Torch. This is the true joy in life, the being used for a purpose recognized by yourself as a mighty one, the being a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clod of ailments and grievances complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. I am of the opinion that my life belongs to the whole community, and as long as I live, it is my privilege to do it for whatever I can. I want to be thoroughly used up when I die, for the harder I work, the more I live. I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle for me. It is a sort of splendid torch, which I have got a hold of for the moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to the future generations. And I think we should all kind of adopt that as our mantra in a way. Just live, just do everything you can and be the best person you can and put yourself out to the world. And as you get older, it's not so easy, but I think that's when it's more important, is that we sort of take life and really live it. That's all I'm saying. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for a wonderful support staff. I mean, I came here, I was the youngest. I don't know how long ago. I was the youngest on the board. I said, oh, there's so many people older than me. Now, I think I'm the oldest, but it's okay. My life is burning brightly today, so I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you, Board Member Dixon. Board Member Szymanski.
Yes, I'd like to thank the City of West Hollywood for giving me the opportunity to serve on this board. I'm a relatively new member. I moved from Philadelphia and New Jersey area. I'm retired and from a family law practice. And aging in place is really important to me. And living in West Hollywood has given me independence and control and comfort and security in this community. And I reiterate most of the members said here, it is an honor to be in this community, a real honor. I've lived in many cities across the United States, and the services rendered here are tremendous, unlike any other city that I've lived in. So I appreciate the services rendered by West Hollywood. I'd like to advocate for mentoring for seniors, to be able to mentor to people. There's so much knowledge here that we have, professional knowledge that could be helpful to other people. So I'd like to see some type of mentoring program that the seniors can get involved in. And after that, I appreciate it. And living in West Hollywood has reduced my blood pressure. So I thank you for that too. And appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Szymanski. Vice Chair Harquin.
I'm RJ Holwin. So congratulations to the City of West Hollywood. Last year we celebrated 40 years, and I actually moved here prior to that to go to college. And when I moved here, I lived over here on Havenhurst and Fountain in an apartment. And what ended up happening is I would eventually find the amazing nightlife that the city has. And over a course of time, that became my priority. But I utilized the services the city had then as I continue to utilize services now. And the amount of services for anyone, whether you're an older adult or a younger adult, are amazing and unbelievable what the city actually provides for individual and their citizens. So, in the past years, I've become a property owner, I'm a business owner, I give back in ways to the community, and one of the things was to join this board several years back, and so that I could make a difference in the aging of adults that the group I fit into. But ironically, a lot of times what I end up finding myself advising on are friends that simply need help as to where to find service for something that's going on in their life. And that is one of the greater gifts of being on this board, is being able to be an advocate for what the city offers. Whether you were brutally attacked out on the streets, what services are available to support that situation, to whether you're an older adult looking for housing situation, or when you have a housing problem. There are so many services that this city has to offer, and I'm just so proud to be a community member, city member. And you know, the city council, while you know a lot of the challenges are over some of the things that we don't all like, but a lot of it is finding the balance. You know, when you look at it all and what all the decisions are to be made, it's all about the balance. It's about balancing 20-year-olds, 90-year-olds, and everything in between with the changing world we live in and the tech industry of how we conduct ourselves and finding that balance. And I think the city is doing a pretty good job. You know, I want to also thank our amazing staff who make our lives so easy and so comfortable to sit on the board with. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, everybody said so many wonderful things, and I'm sure it comes from their heart because it's great to be on this board. You know, I came here in the late 70s, shortly before West Hollywood became a city. So Pat, I may be older than you. I knew the place was unique and I felt comfortable living here. And I used to go dancing at Studio One with John Heilman. So that's really dating myself. That's really going way back. And a lot of people don't even know what Studio One was. Well, it was the disco, and that was a great place to go and meet friends. And I can remember John saying, you know, I really would like to see this become a city. And he would have meetings on Sunday. I never went to them, but yeah, John, sure. But he really talked about becoming a city, so it goes way back. And throughout the year, and then he appointed me to the first gay and lesbian board. And that's what it was called. It was just called Gay and Lesbian Board. It didn't have the plus. So again, that's gone way back. And throughout the years, I attended meetings, I did workshops. And then in 2015, I decided to run for city council. And I didn't win, but boy, I learned a lot. And it fulfilled a dream I always wanted to do. So I encourage people, no matter what age, if you feel that you want to do it, if you want to run or apply to a commission or a board, do it. This city is small enough that you get to know people, you can put your application in, and yet, as we know, sometimes the U.S. revolves around what happens in West Hollywood. So we may be small, but we're really mighty when we make a statement about things. So I really appreciate that. And it taught me, and then so I've been on the board since 2015. I didn't get to city council, but I got to the senior advisory board. It was called that then. And I've been on the board for 10 years. I've been a chairperson for 3 times. So it's taught me a lot about leadership and belief in myself. So again, if you have the desire and dream, go for it. And I just want to say too that West Hollywood has let me be a participating citizen with my ideas. And so I encourage all residents to apply for commission boards or share your ideas about the betterment of West Hollywood whenever and wherever you can. And again, I want to thank staff, Beck, Maribel, Joyce. It's so great you keep us in line and keep us informed of what the hell's going on. So, and talking about what board member Leroy said, I really would like to see more activity on the west side of town for seniors. They do a lot over at Jewish Family Services, it's great, but I want to see more done for the west side of town and the use of the ARC building. Let's incorporate all of West Hollywood into activity. So again, thank you, the viewing public. I thank our speakers. Congratulations to Richard Colbert for getting the award. Rick Watts, you always have important things to say. Anya Rose, thank you for the valuable information. And again, the viewing public, but come to our regular meetings too, the 4th Wednesday of every month. So I think that's it for now. Okay. I just have to adjourn, I think. Oh, does anybody have any adjournments?
I'd like to
Go ahead.
say happy 75th birthday to Stevie Wonder and bon voyage to Jose Mexica of Uruguay, one of the great statesmen and an extremely stoic person, which I think is very important these times.
I want to adjourn in the memory of all the women and children who are dying in the Middle East on both sides. There's just too many deaths. So we will meet June 25th. Happy Gay Pride to everybody, to the older gay adult community. And so we will adjourn.